Hi folks, we are back at the World Cup and the match between Slovenia and Israel is about to be decided. So I won't show you the jousting pavilion because it's slightly out of date, can't really tell anything, and this spreadsheet isn't completely up to date either. But I can tell you that Israel has already won 4 games and Slovenia has 1 win, so last 3 games. Israel just needs the one to get the win from this pairing. And we are going to be watching today this one. So Stark for Slovenia and Tyrell for Israel. And I have the decks to show you. So this is what Slovenia is playing. We've seen this deck on this channel before from the previous round. So it's the characters are House Tali, mainly with Caitlyn to grab some quick power. Passively, there is also the Blackfish and 2 copies of Sir Edmure Tali, who could be pretty decent in this matchup. And what else worth mentioning? Hoster Tali for Mass Renown potentially, hasn't worked yet in this tournament, but maybe today. And Willa Manderly, who can potentially enable some kind of loop with Riverrun Minstrel, because there is also the Wolf's Den in the deck, and Riverrun, so you can get some passive power that way if things go absolutely perfectly. There is the Tali save to save from resets, and well, the plot, so it's a Wars deck, gives some prize away, but has a lot of options, has Wildfire Assault and Morgulis as resets, but hopefully there won't be any need to play them. There is 2 copies of Heads on Spikes to gain some quick power, and Heir to the Iron Throne to find Caitlyn, and of course Caitlyn can get power with that, and if Riverrun is in play, things go even faster. Also Fallen from Favor can sacrifice in the plot phase and gives you some economy. And there is also Clash of Kings. So let's see if the game has started. It has. Okay, so let's just quickly see the other deck while the players do the setup. So this is a ladies deck, Tyrell, Banner of the Wolf, and no huge surprises in the characters here. So all the ladies that basically exist. It has the 5 cost Brienne, which makes sense, and it has the Queen Marjorie 4 cost that can pull characters into challenges. Also perfectly within expectations. So Sansa's made to give everyone plus strength, and 2 copies of Dontos. I think those are the only not the only non-ladies. There's also a copy of Lazy Leo with Annals in the plot deck. Of course, these characters that serve as dupes are not really characters, and the reducers are in the deck. Not many locations at all, just the basic economy and 1 Shadow Black Lane. So there's also economy in the plot, in the events, with Bounty of Highgarden, and of course stuff to grab quick power. So we have the draw, and we have All Men Are Fools, we have Superior Claim. These can grab power pretty quickly. Even melee Bitter Bridge. Now there's no Palace of Sorrows, which is brilliant with this, but you can still get it because some characters have the same strength, so it still works. I've tried it myself and it does work even outside of Palace. And the Queen of Thorns, of course, can search for these events. This deck plays to Harris as the reset, which is surprising with all the uniques and dupes and extra dupes here. Personally, when I play the ladies, I play Morgulis, but okay, we'll see if it works. And King in the North makes sense as well, with being able to grab power and do the challenges without any triggers. And as I've already mentioned, this with events also makes sense. We have an econ plot, we have a search effect for the events, and some passive power with the Winter Festival, which also is absolutely necessary if you run into Carhold, which today is not the case, right? No. And as has become usual, we're joining the game right after setup in the marshalling phase. And what has happened? So we have Saraaa with Heir to the Iron Throne, which did what exactly? Put Sansa into play instead of Willa Manderly. Alright, that's not the trade you were looking for, really, but fair enough. And on the other side, we've set up Marjorie and Dismera. There's also Mina with the dupe. And Lazy Leo just marshaled without his ability doing anything. Yeah, the other deck is just playing the Tally save event, so it's not really necessary to shuffle the events for Annals with Lazy Leo in this matchup. So that's the board. Obviously it's weak on the military icons, that's always going to be the case. There's just Arya and Brienne, right? And let's see what gets marshaled. So Caitlyn, and yeah, can't be killed by the Tyrell deck, but she can be left pretty much alone with the Harris. Well, alone. 7 and 2 and 1. So we were quite optimistic with this one, thinking that that the Star deck can win this one with the passive power, but we'll see if the Tyrell events happen here. Recon can potentially betray that or even mess up Queen of Thorns. Okay, just a second. We have Peter from our team joining me on commentary. Just a second, let's make that happen. Hello Peter, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes. Okay. So we are already in the game.
I'm a bit late, but setup and marshalling phase is done. Okay.
Okay, I will just increase your volume a little bit. Okay, so seems to be going alright. At the moment we have the Caitlyn. Now it's just a matter of putting power on her, so some of that can happen in the plot phase. Would be nice to get River Run as well though. And I guess the plan for Saraaa is to block as much as possible in terms of the win by 5 on the power and intrigue challenges, which might not be entirely possible here, with Marjorie being able to pull Caitlyn into the challenge. Although, I guess if she uses the Northern Armories, she can still play defensively pretty well here.
No sacrifices probably this phase, because we don't have any military icons on the board.
No, there's no chance of the Tyrell deck killing anything here, so it will have to happen in the plot phases, right, and with Skagos potentially.
There will be no winter plot on Sarah's side, so Winter Festival will give 2 power for sure. Oh, and they Marjorie nailed the Maester to not give the 1 power on Caitlyn.
Yeah, still can be stood with the armory, I guess, in theory. Let's see what those armories do. And if Edmure Tally is ever played, I think that will be annoying for Tyrell as well, because power will be going on characters, and Edmure can take that, but of course Tyrell will eventually be forced into that to Harris, and then we'll see what remains. Yeah, I watched around 2 game, I think, of this deck, and the Harris did not really work out on that occasion. Basically cost Tyrell the win. But here, yeah, leaving Caitlyn with 2 small characters obviously at some point will be helpful, but most of the power can be on Caitlyn herself, and you can carry that through the Harris.
Yeah, and Caitlyn is very hard to kill with the Tyrell deck. There would be Brienne, but that's it for being a threat to Caitlyn. most likely their own Morgulis is a more threat to Caitlyn, but
Yeah, I'd be
with
surprised
9 plots
if
left.
this deck goes to, if this game goes to even the 7 plots, let alone 10 plots. Seems unlikely.
Tie for dominance, and not much happening this round.
Alright, so how do you go from here? Do you play the second heir to the Iron Throne, try to trade Recon for Blackfish or something? Or do you keep that for after the Harris and you keep your Recon and then trade? Could play Heads on Spikes.
I don't think the throne would be good, because if the Hyris is played, throne will be chosen first, so you cannot really.
Yeah,
You
but
can
it
dupe
does
her, but
seem a bit early for the Harris here.
that's also correct. Probably some plot that lets you play your events for cheap, I would assume. The middle finger plot, I think. Little finger plot.
Littlefinger
Where
is
you can.
meddling, middle
Yeah.
finger plot.
Oh, okay.
Okay, the event search against Heads on Spikes.
So if
We definitely don't want to hit events here with Annals in the plot deck.
okay, wheels first.
And cancelling the search, that makes complete sense.
Yes,
With Recon.
and 1 power on Caitlyn. But yeah, the Heads on Spikes. I mean, it hits all Mana Fools, but the character would still be better.
Yeah, for the power gain. This now gets rid of it, gets rid of the threat for 1 round. It will still be played with Annals, but then you know it's there and you can try to play around it at least. Now let's see. So Skagos is the card that I would like to see, or Riverrun. Yeah, and power just through unopposed military, also not too bad.
Also, Arya is good to stand her with the armory, just for the stealth. And draw cards with the Loyalist, okay.
And if you plan to do that, I think it's always best just to keep to play him first, so that you know if there are any other options apart from Arya. So we have 6 cards in hand. Yeah, he's not going to be kept for the Harris, so some cards will be going away for him later. But we do have Riverrun now, so
There's the save for the ladies. But still, if you military and stealth him, he doesn't kneel.
yeah, can't
So
oppose. And you don't want to do military back with Tyrell, right? Because Caitlyn just grabs power that way.
gets more power, yes, and the small characters will die here soon anyway, or get put on the bottom. Okay, the Maester is snelled. Will there be a crown challenge? Caitlyn has already 8 powers, 8 strength with the 3 powers she got, so she can compete with the ladies as long as the bestow lady that buffs the ladies is not in play. That was in testing a very fun experience to have all the ladies on board and then playing 2 of them, and then everybody has 9 strength. That makes it very easy to win by 5, but still not in the game.
Yeah, so the win by 5 triggers that Sara needs to be careful about here are Superior Claim, 1 copy of it in the deck, and all men are fools. So the most 1 left because 1 is in the discard pile, and it seems like it's not very probable here that any of those events could be played. Now there are offers of a pitch, so that's that can remove anything, right? Yes, so that can remove Caitlyn.
Here?
Yeah, here we go, and defending by 5, so there will be a trigger now, right? But only 3 ladies in play.
Oh, yes.
Superior
Claim.
Claim. Okay. And now with Annals we have that, and we have all men are fools both in the discard pile, so that's now slightly more dangerous.
Yeah, that would be, if you have 5 ladies, just 7 powers from the events.
Well, on the plus side, doesn't seem like Marjorie will push anything through on the counterattack. And that's a nice hit.
The Queen of Thorns. But the card draw from a red wing character entering discard pile. The event that draws you for each lady costs 2 gold, right? So that will not be played this round.
Yes. Clearing the way for the unopposed with Dauntos potentially, if the armor is not used. And I think Caitlyn has triggered twice, right? So killing anything would not give her additional power here.
Yes, 1 for Rickon. I think she got only triggered once.
For Rickon and for there was something else, I think.
The Maester gave Caitlyn 1 power. After Arya won the military.
Alright, and then River for the other one, right? Well, Tyrell takes dominance instead. So 5-5, but things are slightly dangerous now. With Annals potentially played, but no, okay, it's the Harris into return, and now you can make this work, I guess.
What would you keep?
Well, Caitlyn, and do you keep 2 characters or 1 with her? If you keep the Reducer and Maester or Sansa, that's one option, or you could just keep Arya. I would probably keep 3 characters. Although there is another heir, so it depends if there is a cheap Lord or Lady in hand, and then you can try to marshal that and play heir next round.
Yeah, but heir next round is, I think, a bit too slow because Tyrell will push for the win next round, I think. So... Okay. Oh yeah, that's the draw, that's the power on Caitlyn, a lot of triggers. Would you rather keep the Maester or would you keep Arya? That's the question. Maester gives more power, but...
Yeah, I think I would keep the Maester here. So I wonder why... well, actually, we'll see. Depends also what is the card in under Arya, so if it's the No, actually, that's completely useless at this point. Even if it is the event, that would go into the discard pile for Annals. There is no point in playing it ever. And Arya is chosen.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, if Annals is played next round with that threat of offer of a peach, then maybe Wardens of the North could be the play. So it's limit twice per round, but it could manipulate the challenges phase. But you need a lot of characters with that, a lot of characters in play, otherwise it doesn't really work out. Now let's have some minstrels here, or something like that.
There's also an option that if a star gets close to the power, that if you're on 13 power and you play the throne, then you can sacrifice Arya and get 2 powers on Caitlyn and maybe win if you get to 13.
Yes, I think also Wildfire Assault could work out if there's more than 3 characters.
Blackfish.
And Heads on Spikes can also win from 13, so lots of options here. And okay, Willem Manderly, no loop at the moment with the Minstrels and Skagos, but this is a very healthy board, and there's Renown.
And there will be no Dohaeris anymore.
Yeah, and still 2 standing armories.
Stay.
Here we go.
Yeah.
But Caitlyn is strong. So 3 gold left, which is just what the bounty gets you. So there must be something else, otherwise I think Eden Cool would have just done this without bounty potentially. Or maybe not. Let's see what could be an event that costs gold. Offer of Pitch costs you 1. And melee at Bitter Bridge, but the costs, the strength don't work out. And now ambush in the deck. And now we are trying to get pretty close to victory here.
Yes.
And Tyrell cannot get enough power just in a single phase for the counter attack. So if Saraaa gets close to victory here, then I think she can win in the plot phase next round. Let me just see if there is any counter to that in the plot deck. I am not seeing it. So a king in the north to stop her triggers.
That could stop it, but then also Renown. That gives you 1 more round.
Yeah, and no hand and no events to be played from the discard piles. I think then Stark just wins anyway.
I think there's a too small board of ladies on the field to be strong enough, and Wildfire is now still an option. So, and we have all the 2 good Tally characters. I think not having the draw event for the ladies hurt a bit because 3 cards in hand. I played against the deck and I had I saw always 8 cards in hand just because you draw 4 cards with all the ladies you have.
Yes, that's I played this deck a lot, and it snowballs quite fast if you can get the draw. So get your 5 ladies or whatever, and then draw 5, and you can duplicate all of them. That's why I played Morgulis in my version. But if you don't draw it, and you can't get the engine going, so it's a bit sad. But makes sense to play wheels within wheels just to give yourself a chance to find it. In this case, though, there was recon. Okay, so going with quite a lot here. It's enough to win, unless another offer of a peach is played.
Oh, there's Melee at the bridge, you mentioned.
Okay, but use defensively to remove... Give Caitlyn Renown and remove Blackfish, so that's now going to be defended, right?
But you need all 3 characters for that.
And nightmares as well.
So with nightmares, the renown on Caitlyn would be also gone.
No, that stays. That's it's a lasting effect on Caitlyn, not part of her
Okay, good.
printed text box. So, but she's not going to win this, right?
Yeah, she will not win this now.
Okay, but one card left in hand, so Villa may as well now go for the Intrigue Challenge. Keep your armories net. Or maybe you can... No, you've already done military and power, right? So Blackfish, no reason to stand him. Finish
no.
the challenges, okay. I would have gone for the Intrigue Challenge now.
So Intrigue cannot be stopped, but the question is if it helps you a lot with 6 cards in hand to do one Intrigue Challenge and then maybe lose dominance for that. Oh, military. Okay.
Okay, now might be an idea here to defend with Blackfish. He has Renown. Yeah, no plot phase win with this 10 power, it seems. Needed a bit more here to be able to just win instantly. And now we might see that analyst round.
And Blackfish, then there will be at least one more renown. Now, would you play heads on spikes with only one card in hand and hoping it's a character?
Well, it's an idea. With this kind of board, 4 characters and only 2 ladies, the events are not going to... All men are fools. It's a 2 power gain. It's not huge, so I would consider it. But let's see what happens here. So if the other armor is... oh, okay. So that helps Tyrell a little bit. If the other armor is used now to defend the power challenge, you're on 10 power, then Wildfire Assault to kill Arya and Willem Manderly would be 12, with the 2 Caitlyn triggers, River Run would be 13, so it's not quite enough. Yeah, could just go for heads on spikes instead. And is there anything else? This Clash of Kings might be tricky against Offer of a Pitch. Morgulis, if you have the save event. It's an unnecessary risk, I think. And Wardens is an option. There's so many characters that they can get around Offer of a Pitch, I think.
I think you can stall one more round if you play the event where if you don't have a king or queen, you can't get powers. That would probably save you one more round with Tyrell. Because then all the triggers will not work on Caitlyn. Now Blackfish is also already on 2 powers, so...
Yeah, but
difficult,
might be unopposed military and renown on Blackfish, and then there's no way to stop it after that. So I think it's looking good. This. So what is in hand now? The draw event is in hand and a mystery card, right?
Yes, the draw event and the mystery card.
So either Littlefinger's Meddling or the Annals. Now there is a bounty for some more gold, but the gold is not great. So even if you draw, you're not getting much more. You could get another Sansa's Maid to get a huge strength.
But you will still lose the unopposed military.
Yeah.
Sansa's Maid and Brienne would not be an option. So I think there's not enough gold on the field or in the discard pile.
And I think Sarah has a few really good choices here that she can choose. She can just go for heads and spikes, I think.
Okay.
Goes for wardens.
Which is good against the king in the north.
Yeah, so she's now hoping for renown on Blackfish and the unopposed military, if possible. And if Tyrell is kept on, well, on below 15 basically, then I'm sure the next plot phase should be game over. So just need to defend against win by 5. And even that, so there's yeah, everything is in the discard pile now. We have one superior claim, we have one all manner full, so there can't be that much power gain in hand, whatever happens. Arya has stealth, she doesn't have the military icon though.
Why does she not have the military? Why did she not? Did the effect got cancelled?
No, she can't get the duplicate because King in the North doesn't allow her to trigger.
Oh. Oh, yeah, okay. And the hand, I think, looks a bit weak if that is the best card you can play on the board right now for Tyrell.
Save on Caitlyn, just in case something unexpected happened, but it's not going to. And what do we want to play here? Just is there anything else with renown? I don't think so. He gives renown passively, which is nice. Might be difficult this round though, or maybe not.
If you don't have to kneel too much for defending, and you have manually 3 tally characters plus renown would be enough.
Only 1 nightmares in the deck, so that's gone. Okay, and he can't trigger this round. But
yeah, but next round. Yeah, but now you have what is in each other participating tally. So you have 3 tally characters then that can get a power renown. So 1 crown challenge from Sarah would be game over.
Yeah, just looking at the events, all of them basically that make any kind of difference are in the discard pile already, so not playing Gannons this round basically means those cards are no longer an option, and seems like without Offer of a Peach there is nothing to stop it. So if there is an option to just win a power challenge with Hoster Tally and other Tally characters in the same challenge, he can't be Nightmares this round, so it would be an instant win. And if Eden Cool passes here, does nothing, then even if Saraaa passes, it's still game over, right? Almost. Anyway, it's in the plot phase goes up to 14 without any way to stop it. Maybe even to 15. But there is unopposed military either way, so.
Yeah. What would you... yeah, unopposed military and then winning in plot phase works. But you also have like a crown challenge, and if you use Arya and just stealth with crown. Oh, okay.
Yeah, so this is technically not going to work, right? Because wardens can make him participate. So just defend with all the Tali characters and then use Wardens of the North to put him in the challenge, and you win on defense with the Renown.
Then you would still be on... I mean, you would be on 14 and then still one unopposed military.
Not super important to get this one right, so you can even the win by 5, so the worst that can happen now is the other all men or fools could be played, but even if somehow Saraaa doesn't do much on defense here, I don't think it matters. She should be getting the power challenge back and unopposed military and winning in the plot phase at the latest, but I think it's possible to just win here immediately.
You don't win quite much if you defend that, right?
So 11
Because
power,
you only get...
and what does he say? So while he's participating, each other participating house Tali character gets renowned, so that would be
3 for now.
3
That
characters,
would be
okay.
Blackfish, Caitlyn, and Admiral. She would win attacking with crown because she also gets the crown, but in defending she only goes to 14.
Okay, so that would be 14 with a standing Arya to stealth past Serdontos.
Yeah. But she defends and gets the renown, which is the safe option. There's still melee at the bridge. No, okay, it's 1. And the renown on Blackfish.
Yeah, and Hoster can just do that on attack later anyway. Yeah, so things going well. Finally, we got a matchup that we like. It went well in testing as well, and yeah, in the game. Turns out that Caitlyn works against a deck that cannot disrupt her. Wasn't so lucky in the previous round, so there was one very good game against... was it against some kind of Tyrell Lion deck? I seem to remember that played the father to return her to hand with something like 8 or 10 power on her. That was really close. But this deck can't really get rid of her, and yeah, no milks either. So as soon as Saraaa drew her, it was pretty obvious that the game would be going well.
No reason to defend the military challenge. There are enough dupes now on the board. It doesn't look like there's anything that's stopping Wildfire from giving Saraaa 3 powers in plot phase. And then it should be over.
Yes.
If it's not over before that.
Or heir to the Iron Throne, unless somehow you would miss in the top 10 cards.
Not defend the challenge.
And no power gain event. And now just attack with Hoster and the 2 other power icons, I think. And Arya does the military. Or yeah, you can just put Arya in the challenge instead and stealth. Still with the renown and power claim, it should be enough to win this one.
Ends with 2, but it will be 3 powers.
Alright.
GG.
And the plan worked. So Tyrell did get to 7, and with Annals there was a chance to win in a single challenge if things went a little bit more favorably. So it was still interesting, but yeah, Stark had all the answers in this one. Okay, so that's 4-2 in favor of Israel, and let's see what we have left. So there's 2 games, I believe, to be played in 50 minutes.
Yes.
And which ones are remaining? So we still have this one that I don't like. So Lannister Reigns against Baratheon Prince. So one deck that focuses extremely on the intrigue challenges and the other on power challenges. And this one, I think Baratheon has the advantage. So that's the tougher one of the two. And then I believe you are still playing the Greyjoy against Stark matchup, right?
Stark matchup, yes. I was more confident before we played, but I think it is doable. But I think it will be a hard matchup.
Yeah, so in the 2 testing games, the game will be over when I upload this, so I can I can reveal how they went. So the Bolton players were annoying. They killed the claim soak and then marched something bigger, and it was difficult to survive against that. So if a Star gets some of those cards, Bolton players most of all, and 1 or 2 others that are annoying, that could be difficult. So both of these are slightly difficult, but you never know. So there should be some kind of chance for Slovenia. So hopefully, I think we'll see if we can do the games back to back. If they're played at the same time, I guess we can show you one of those 2, and maybe if it finishes early, the other one as well. So yeah, that's all we had for you in this one. So thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time. Bye bye.
Bye bye.